If there's one thing we know about Donald Trump, it's that he loves his mirror. Maybe that's why everything he sees seems to be a mirror image of reality. United States of Europe, I'm Greg Shapiro, and many Europeans ask me, how do you take your president seriously when so many things he says are not true? Well, that's why you need a Trump translator, because it's not just so many things he says aren't true, it's that so many things he says are the exact opposite of true. When Trump writes, crime in Germany is way up, it means crime in Germany is way down. The Electoral College is much more advantageous for Democrats. Means it's way more advantageous for Republicans. And I'm a very stable genius is a confession. I'm not a genius and I'm mentally unstable. Just this week, while visiting California's wildfire zones, President Trump said, Finland spends a lot of time on raking and clearing and doing things to prevent forest fires. Most people reacted with a hearty WTF, including these residents of Finland showing themselves raking the forest, vacuuming the forest, and even Roombaing. There are now memes of Rake America Great Again and Finland offering aid to the US. What would prompt Trump to blame the victims of fires for not raking their leaves? Using the Trump Translator, it's because that's his way of admitting his guilt for denying climate change. Donald Trump is the mirror image president. In fact, with Trump as president, Paradise, California now looks a lot less like paradise and a lot more like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. If Trump was being honest, his campaign poster would be this. By using the Trump Translator, you can see how much truth he unwittingly tells. As Frank Bruni wrote in the New York Times, Trump's truths are actually in his lies, like his tweet just weeks after his election that he had won the Electoral College in a landslide and had lost the popular vote only because of millions of illegal ballots. The landslide was fiction. The millions were a mirage. But that tweet was a confession. I'm haunted by my non-existent mandate and wobbly legitimacy. And I'm horrified that more Americans wanted that nasty woman. The mirror image president. My friend Kevin Will gets it. He writes, Trump said he wrote the answers to Mueller's questions about conspiring with Russia himself, and they were easy to answer. So we know two things. His lawyers answered for him, and the questions were very difficult. Donald Trump is so reliably backward that soon his statements might be admissible in court as proof of the opposite. You stand accused of domestic abuse and beating your wife. How do you plead? Not guilty. Your proof? Donald Trump accused me of doing it. Well, case dismissed, you're free to go. And by the way, you might want to check Melania for any telltale bruising.
Newsroom, it's a newsroom. Listen to the sound of the newsroom. Anything can happen in a newsroom.